Hi, and welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings with me, Lawrence, a punk with toys. That's right, I'm here. I gotta say right now, guys, this might be a crap show. I feel like this is the most unprepared that I've been probably since I started. I don't know why. I'm not really sure why I feel so unprepared. I didn't really have a topic because I wanted to save it with Joe Fest and everything. So we're going to go over Joe Fest. Will I be able to carry 3 hours? I think every episode that I've started with 3 hours, I was like, hey, can I do it? And the answer always turns out to be, yep, I make it 3 hours. So, hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Am I facing out already? Okay. I want to make sure who's texting me and what's going on. Anyway, oh, hey, look, he's already shown up. Come on, say hi. Oh, there he goes. Oh, I love you. But we literally just started, buddy. Can you hold on? No. No. You just came from outside. I took you out. I did all that stuff. Look at this. Look. He knows. He comes up. It's like he has a clock at 9 o'clock. I mean, does he get notifications? Someone let me know. Maybe he gets notifications. I'm not sure. Anyway, there's a lot to talk about. Or maybe there's not. I don't know. So anyway, I hope everyone had a great weekend. I didn't really get a lot of pickups this week, though I think some of you did see some of my new backdrops. And I'm going to quickly show you guys these backdrops before we get into the saying hi to everyone. Now, we're going to try and add stuff to the stream again, like we used to in the beginning before everything just started crapping out on me. So let's quickly, we're going to add these. So I didn't load it. This is off my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please do. A Punk with Toys. It's not that hard to figure out or remember. So I talked to my buddy. Gridiron came out with theirs. And I said, hey, can you find some of these to print? Him and I looked at a whole bunch. And he printed these up. Now, I know they look like someone else's. Oops. They look like someone else's. I forget who else does them, but they're actually a little bit smaller. So I got this nice little ammo or gun rack and everything. Nice gun rack. Everything opens down here. I think they look super cool. I am talking to them about possibly selling some. So if you guys are interested, hit me up. Either on Instagram or punkwithtoys@gmail.com. If you guys are interested in something like this, they will be cheaper than gridirons, and I'm not trying to put down the gridiron stuff. But, yeah, they are going to be cheaper than that. It is nice. He's got these ammo crates, 2 different ones. It's got some grenades in here. So a whole bunch of different things. Again, if you guys are interested, again, hit me up. I'll talk to him. We can work something out. I can get you an actual price, and we can filter it through me if he doesn't want to do all the shipping and everything. But we can figure something out. So if you guys are interested, you like this, we got some more stuff. I think he's putting up some more stuff. So that's that really quick. And I have other pictures of it. This is just the ammo crates that you can see here. All right. So we'll get off this. All right. So let's say hi to the chat because we already got 20 people in here. Thank you very much. Listen, on your way in or on your way out, hopefully you're not leaving yet, hit that like button. Push this out there. Listen, we want to make this the toy channel to go to on Monday nights live. I think we're doing a great job. You guys, and listen, I wouldn't be here without all of you. So anyway, Radical Toys was here much earlier. So hopefully he's still here. Payne's Toy Samples. If you didn't see me on Payne's show last Friday, check it out. It was a lot of fun. He's going to be getting more people on. We got Johnny Reno in the house. Matthew Matson, the moderator. What he says goes. Woodman 29. Logan Holmberg. He always leaves paragraphs on different videos, and that's perfectly fine. I like having the interaction, but I can't always respond to everything because I'd be there all day, Logan. So just know that's some of the reason why I don't respond to everything. Casey Wheeler, nice. I think this is the first time that I've caught or that you've caught the show live, so it's great to see you. Super happy to see you here. I know you watch it on the replay. I hope I'm not jittery right now. I'm trying to watch everything, but great to see Casey Wheeler. Podcast from the pit. Check it out. And we got Alex Huffman. I'm just waiting for this to show up here because I did hit your name, Alex. Let's do this again. Everything if I have stuff up here which I want to use, sometimes it freezes. So Alex Huffman, Viper Scout in the house. This is what you guys get when you tune in here. Crash, one of the channel members, thank you very much. Again, I have channel memberships. I'm going to be putting up a couple bloopers from the last review that I did. So if you are interested, Ronnie Trickshot, I was on with him. It's coming up. Come on, guys. Show Ronnie Trickshot. Check him out. I was on their show, Frostbite Retro or Repro, last Sunday. It's been over a week. Oh my God, it's been a long week. And Tony Romo's in the house. Come on, I'm going on too long. All right, I think we're done too long. We're at the end of the chat. Maybe. The chat just took a huge jump. Oh my God, there's a whole bunch of people in here. Man, everything is moving super slow for me. I can't say hi to everyone, but Allison Troy is here. And I was going to say hi to Allison. If you didn't check out the new show that I started bi-weekly, so every other Thursday. Right now it's 10 o'clock. It might start a little bit earlier. I was on with this sweet lady. I use that very loosely. This sweet lady, Allison Troy. Check out the show. It's about getting to know people in the community. Thursdays with a friend. Next week it will be Tony Romo, not the crappy quarterback, but the decent customizer. Look, is this thing changing? No, it's still sitting here on Ronnie. Ronnie, I'm sorry, I don't want you up here no more. Say hi to Masterversal Toy Hunter. All right. Also, this Thursday, man, I got to go through all my rundowns. I guess this Thursday is Punks on Toys. We'll be discussing Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. I watched it this week, and I have seen it before. I didn't think that I had seen it before. I have seen it before, and I have to say, there's not a lot of talking in it. It's just a lot of action. So it's going to be interesting. I'm unprepared for that one, too. Just so you know, Matthew, I'm unprepared for that, too. It has been a busy ass week. Viper Scout says, hey, Allison, great interview with Lawrence last week. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for watching. There was a good amount of people watching it live, and I've watched how many people have watched it on the replay, and that's really what it's all about. Getting to know everyone. You don't have to watch it live. A lot of good toy tubers going on live, so got to catch a lot of things on the replay. So, quickly, I do have the merch up there, so if you guys are interested, here's one of the shirts. I got the new logo, Punk with Toys. It's the Vision Streetwear. If anyone was a skateboarder at any time, they know that logo. I ripped it off. And I do want to talk about something that we discussed. Oh, yeah, so anyway, in the comic cover that I was working on, well, they still haven't approved it. So, unfortunately, I have to wait. I have to contact them again to get that comic cover up there. So I got some shirts, hats, different things like that. You guys have seen it. If you guys order any merch, send me a picture. I would be more than happy to throw it up there. Show everyone what you look like and show you what it looks like. So, speaking of the merch and where I'm struggling to get a picture up, we spoke about this guy. I almost said a bad word. So after last week, we spoke about Viper Island. I guess that is the bad word. And about how he's not only just ripping off merch, or just stealing stuff from other people. Well, he also was stealing other people's intellectual property. So someone hit me up and said, "Hey, you know what? I don't see his merch up there." So I looked it up, and he had pulled it down. So all the stuff that he had stolen, he pulled it down. So I just pulled it up. It looks like he is starting to re-add some stuff. I'm going to add this to the stream really quick. So understand this. The flag point, I don't really care. I mean, you know what? People steal that type of stuff. That's not a big deal. This Cobra Commander, that is clearly a rip-off, since no one has that Cobra Commander, right? And the rest of the stuff is his stuff still. But he pulled all that merch that he had just flat out stolen from other companies, other photographers. So again, if you're watching the guy, I don't know why. I don't want to tell people who they should and shouldn't watch, but the fact is he's bad for the community. So, and I know people say if you talk about him, you're just feeding into him. But the way that I see it is sometimes things have to be addressed. All right, so let's get into everything that we got going. So first, we'll do what we we'll start with a little bit of Motu news. So, not very much, guys. So don't leave yet, all right? I know I say Motu and like 4 people drop off. I know I drop a Motu video, a review, and I watch it drop. But we'll make up for that tomorrow we're going to have these guys out tomorrow. All right? So if you're waiting on this review, I got home, made dinner for the kids, did the review, and kind of got angry. So we'll just leave it at that. You can watch the review tomorrow, and then you guys can comment, especially if you already have the figure. But I have some issues with this figure. Anyway, let's get into the Motu stuff. So here we have Manny Faces, the mini comics Manny Faces. Ronnie, don't you damn go anywhere. All right. Listen, Ronnie, you know what? I need you to send me a picture of that. You need to send me a picture of that award that you got, because I think it is seriously so damn cool. That's all that I'm going to leave until Ronnie sends me it. And I can show you exactly how awesome this is. And I did want to mention this. I know I got this up here. I know that there are a lot of toy YouTubers, but I think right now I am starting to become the #1 toy tuber in the U.S. amongst Australians. From Ronnie, Frostbite, and Shark, to so many other ones. I keep getting hit up, and I like it because they can actually speak English, and we can have a nice little chat. So anyway, quickly, let's talk about this Manny Faces. So this is, I don't know how much different it is. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what? Hold on. All right. All right, we are taking, all right, we are. Listen, when you do something by yourself, and you have kids, and you have one that has no shame.
I did it with Lily.
And she peeks in. Come here. Show. This is what my 14-year-old did. And she peeks. Come here. Come on. No. Everyone now is waiting to see what it is. Get over here.
Wait, my dog's little flash.
Come on. Listen. People are literally watching and like waiting. All right. Come here, come on, no, come on. Show this face. She is
it's
beautiful.
so pretty.
Come here. Get out of here.
You should have seen.
Look at this. Guys, she peeks in, and this. Come here, no. Everyone is waiting for me. They're
I did.
Just lean down. Look at this.
Ew.
Look at this. She peeks in, and that's what I have to do with it. Get out of here. All right.
I need to wash my face.
Yes, you do need to wash your face. All right, guys. I'm sorry. Listen, I can only do so much. If you have kids and you realize they have no boundaries, and and she peeks in with this. What is that? Clown makeup? Whatever it is. Anyway. So I told you this is going to be the most unprepared stream that I have done yet. I don't know why I feel so. Oh my gosh. Anyway, here's the Manny-Face. This is the comic edition. It's not all that much different, but I think it looks really, really nice. It does seem to have different faces on it. Not maybe the main face, but the robot face and the monster face seem to be a little bit different. So it's nice to see. Nice to see that. You know, Matthew. I'm not sure if it was crow makeup. You're right. It kind of does, but she's never seen the crow, so I don't know. All I know is she's laughing too hard that she couldn't just stop for a second. Pablo Cruz, I'm sorry, I cannot read that. I apologize, but thank you for joining. So here's a different monster face, and the color scheme is a little bit different. He still has raging abs. I would love to have raging abs once again. It's been a long, long time. This face, I believe, is the same. Allison says they're definitely has different faces. That robot skull face, I agree. I think it looks really nice, and that's the type of stuff that I want to see happen when you do these repaints. And we know, I mean, we'll do so many, but look at that. I mean, this is. I mean, this kind of gives you like that. I mean, it's a robot, but it's more like a skeleton. Kind of gives me a Four Horsemen vibe, and like a Mythic Legion vibe for some reason. Okay, so Allison says, Pablo says roughly, I love your videos more from Joe and Gridiron Studios. Okay, thank you very much, Pablo. Thank you very much. Allison is my official translator, so I'm clear. She's my official translator. I mean, Allison could be saying really mean. Well, she didn't say mean things. Let's be honest. But I like to see that. I like that we're branching into different countries. That is awesome. Again, it's YouTube, so anyone can watch it. Even like people that live in caves and are tourist. And here's the artwork. Again, always awesome. I love this. I love the Master Universe artwork. So let's get into McFarlane and let's talk about how many Batmans have been revealed today. Allison, you are also the Batman insider with McFarlane. How many Batmans have been announced since the stream started? So here is a mech Batman, because I'm always like, you know what I need? I need a mech Batman. Let's say hi to BMW Rhino. Thank you very much. He's very supportive of the channel. And then JL's Comics. Again, he by far has the largest fan base, the largest subscriber count of anyone that watches. So we gotta say hi to him, because I need to get the big guys coming in just to say hi. And Ray Paz, I know he's excited about the Valiverse and everything. So this mech suit looks kind of cool. But you could take the bat off, then you could use it for, well, I guess you could use it as like a bat, you know, for Cobra. They don't have bats on them. There's Blue Beetle. I gotta say, I'm not a huge Blue Beetle fan, but I want to say it was John. It was John on Geek Dead Live that had mentioned, like, this looks like a movie poster more than an actual figure. So I think this artwork looks awesome. The color looks super good. It's really nice. So I think this is, I mean, it looks good. I won't be getting it, but I'm definitely going to cover McFarlane. I think a lot of people like him. It's an inexpensive line, I guess. I mean, $22, I think. I think they got up to $22. So, but I think this figure looks really good. Pretty stoked on how this looks. Now, I got to say, I know nothing about this one. But this one just stands out. I keep looking at this and I'm like, whew, if I had a little bit extra money and I wasn't like focusing on other lines, this is something I would just pick up. Robo from the Fu, she always says like, hey, I don't know anything about this, but it's just nice looking plastic. And at least the shot of this, I think it just looks really, really awesome. I don't know what you guys think of it, but again, I see something like this. I think it's super, super cool. Quickly, Jody Fu says, "What's shaking, Punk? How goes it, brother? Thanks for giving me something to listen to while I cook dinner. You picking up the Dragonfly, or are you gonna pick up that Valiverse Jeep?" The Dragonfly, yes. I've already backed it, so I definitely will be picking up the Dragonfly, the Jeep. I'm not fully in on Valiverse anymore. I've kind of stated my reasons of I'm kind of over the repaints. It's gotten boring for me. I do think that it looks really good, and we are definitely going to get into that. That's going to be at the end. I mean, that is the end of Joe Fest. They did a really listen, it's spectacular. I got a lot to say. I have been very vocal about my feelings on a lot of different things, but they did a lot of good things. Not a lot of good things. So, Banditone, hey, always late, but you're still here. Better than the people that show up 10 minutes before I'm going to get done and they keep me in for an extra 20 minutes. But I love all you guys. Yeah, it does kind of look like Samus. I could definitely see Samus in that giraffe. Not Samus in the giraffe. But I just think it looks cool. I love all the little blast things. Here we have the Joker with alternate head, so when he's the bank robber. I forgot. I did not get the sonar Joker in my slides for some reason. I wonder why. You gotta wait. Ronnie. Buddha's way. He's down the line. I think this looks really good. I think the clown head looks, man, almost spot on for what we saw in the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight, the Dark Knight, right? Dark Knight Returns. I mean, it looks almost spot on. I mean, both these faces look really good. So, if you need a Joker to go with one of your Batmen that was probably just released now, here you go. Here's a BBTS, the black and white, but with red Superman. I gotta say, as more and more goes on, I cannot not see the pinned joints, and I'm not one that wants to complain about it, but it's like people are getting further and further away, from pinned, and I just don't understand why McFarlane doesn't. I don't know if it's really keeping costs down that much. But either way, I mean, it's here if you want. I think it looks really nice. The eyes popping. I think that looks really good. So, and then here's some Entertainment Earth. Again, if you do pick these up, use my code, a punk, and if you use a punk, you get 10% off. But if you're just gonna order pre-orders, you got to go through ee.toys/a-punk, or else it's going to reject you and say that code isn't any good. These are black light. Now, I would much rather these be glow in the dark, but they're black light specials. So here's a Scarecrow. Again, looks pretty cool. Glow in the dark is way better. I don't have black lights in my house, guys. I'm not a raver. Then here is the Entertainment exclusive Joker. These are limited to 3,000 pieces, which I think is a lot, to be honest. So here is the black light edition. This Joker does look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie about that. Let's see here. Let's see. Allison said the time it takes to move away from pins would take away from 5 Batman that just got announced since we last did an update. Exactly. He loves his pins, and he loves his Batman. He should have Pin Man. All right. And so here's what it looks like under the black light. Again, it looks pretty damn cool. Draft says glow in the dark scarecrow or neon spy versus spy. You know what? Like, let's go back. As soon as you said spy versus spy, I totally saw it. Yeah, like I can totally see spy versus spy. I think I think it looks pretty cool. Again, not that I'm going to be grabbing it or anything, but it's there if you guys want it. Isn't that what Robo always says? It's there if you want it. I mean, you don't have to buy stuff, but then again, I complain about some stuff too. So here's Indiana Jones. If you do not like the Hasbro versions, so I do believe this is Mafex. Someone correct me. It'll probably be Matthew. This looks better. It kind of has the diaper. It kind of has the diaper on it, but I think it looks really good. I think these accessories might be a little bit bigger than the ones that you got with yours, Matthew. So just looking at this, all right, so see, this is why you have a moderator. That's the SHF. So I like the way that his hand actually cups around the bag of sand, right? It is a bag of sand. I've never seen it before. But it looks really good. I mean, it's cupped around it, and I think this looks really good. And Matthew says SHF has horrible crotches. That's the one thing, I did notice. Though the faces look really good. So here he is with his jacket on. He's got the his whip here that's wrapped, it's coiled up here. Here's picking, it's kind of taking off his hat. I don't like the knees. The knees just really stand out. Really, really stand out. That kind of bother me. Here he is holding the whip, getting ready to whip. But the other thing is they obviously give you alternate arms, so you can take the vest off, and now you can have him just wearing a shirt, no jacket. So I like this approach rather than having to have, just you're kind of stuck with it. If you take the jacket off, then it looks stupid. So let's say hi to Cobra La. I like when my hand cups my bag too. Some things I should not read. Or I should read them in my head and not repeat them. How about that? So I think this looks good. Again, since I've never seen an Indiana Jones movie, I don't think that I would be jumping on this. I would just jump on the Hasbro ones if I was going to gonna need it. Hold on here. Allison says Indy probably does need a diaper at this point. You know what? Listen, I don't care. And I don't care about these indie movies. I don't care how he got killed as Han Solo. I know that in the TV series based on Yellowstone, he's awesome. And I need him for at least another season, right? 1934, I think, 1928, I don't know. It's one of the 19s early on. All right. So here he is, just, hey, you know what? Here's my hands out. I like the smile here. I like the fact that he can hold the hat, or at least it looks like he can hold the hat pretty easily. Because I got to say, I took some shots of these bats trying to hold things, and it wasn't all that easy. There he is with his little pistol and his whip. So here's the accessories that it shows that he has. And again, when you look at the bag here, it's obviously, I'm not going to say it anymore. It is, he can hold it and his hands go around. And you know what? Cobra La, you ruined it. Yes, he can hold the bag. And it looks proper, not just that he's holding it like Cobra Commander holding the Snake Earth, which is a good one. I do like that action figure. All right. To get to the Marvel, the Marvel drops, I threw this in because I needed a fill. I needed some filler. I do want to talk about some of these face sculpts. I can tell when I dropped the Entertainment Earth link, not many people went and ordered anything. By not many, I mean none. And I don't really blame people because, let's be honest, so much of this stuff ends up on clearance. So I know most of the figures. Obviously, I ran through them all. So here you have what is this Marvel Boy. I guess he looks decent. It's a basic buck though. The sleek buck that they constantly use. I'm kind of blown away by how much the Marvel team does reuse the exact same body without really putting like vests on, or that they're just like, here you go. I mean, with GI Joe, they do it too, but you have a vest on. With Motu, with Origins, they have the body armor that goes over it. Valiverse, they have the different armors that they have, or vests and different things like that. And Marvel is just like, here you go, we're gonna paint it. You're not gonna notice it. This guy here, I gotta say, like, he looks so stupid. He kind of has a penis head. But I do like the karate hands. Like, I do like the karate hands. Matthew says that it looks like the Vulcan buck. At least it's not the Bucky Cat buck. So you look at this figure, he has pin. And this one makes no sense. And this is what people complain about, and I don't blame them. We know Marvel has switched to pinless bodies, and this figure still has pinned legs, which means it's using old legs rather than the new legs that it has. And here you have another Iron Man. I know this is a different Iron Man. I don't know which one it is. I think it looks stupid. He has like pointy ears and everything like that. I'm not a fan of this at all. Nothing that I would be jumping on. That is for sure. There's something else that I do want to pull up in 1 second here. So yeah, I don't like this. I like that they give you the blast effects, like you're, like he's flying, but I have that in other Iron Men. Anthony Romo says it is Heroes Return Iron Man. Well, he's stupid looking Iron Man. Hold on, I want to bring up something really quick. Let me get to the end here. All right. So next is Captain America, and I love this body, but man, that face is just ugly as ugly can be. Not very happy with it at all. So I gotta say, that is very disappointing. They need to do something with that head. And I do believe it looks somewhat like the comic, but I gotta say, it's nothing that if I bought something like this, I would definitely find another head to use. Just swap it out. Okay, so hold on. So there's something that I did want to pull up that I completely forgot. Matt says, if it comes up. Okay, maybe Matt didn't say. I hate when it does this. The Stealth Cap is a complete re-release. Yeah, I know, but I love that suit. I mean, I really do like that suit. I just think it's so nice. It's just so nice. So I was ahead of Mr. Wonderful. He's also going to be on the Thursday show, Thursday with a Friend. Not this week, but in 3 weeks. And he has something. He's got something that we're going to talk about that I think you guys are going to. I think some of you guys are really going to like. So make sure you're tuning into that show. So Mr. Wonderful, want to say hi to you. So yeah, so I love the body. Again, pin legs. It's like, just come on, let's fix something. So here's the Carol Danvers. And I do like the face sculpt. I like the body, to be honest. But I came out wrong. But again, you give me $25. Not a lot of accessories. Pretty much just the little flame effects. But the face sculpt looks pretty good. I know a lot of people do not like this actress, and so be it. Monica Rambeau, I do not like her, but the face sculpt, I think, looks really, really good. I mean, the whole figure looks really good. I think this face sculpt really looks like her. I just don't care for this character. I don't want to say the actress because I don't know of anything else she's in. I mean, I may have seen her, but it does look really good. So I do like that, to be honest. But again, if you're interested in this, and it doesn't seem like too many people are, we might even stop going over a lot of these. And then we have this one. Oh, we're going back to Princess Leia, and we can't get a face even in the ballpark. This face sculpt is absolutely awful. Now, it's cool that they give you a cat that is, I forget what the cat is. It's an alternate dimension inside it. That's cool and all. But I gotta say, man, that face looks absolutely awesome. I mean, awful, not awesome. Casey says, "Hey, Puck, I will finish later. I will have to finish this at work on the replay. Have a great night. Good night." You know what? Sometimes I try and read, and my brain's moving. Thank you very much, Casey. It's great seeing all your pictures at Joe Fest too. It looks like you guys had a great time. So anyway, this is, again, I think this looks awful. If I was her, I'd be so mad. Again, this makes a lot of the Princess Leia's look really, really good. It's a flirkin. PNC says a flirkin. A flirkin. All right. So I'm trying to find this figure. I don't know why. Of course, it doesn't show up. Because why would it when I'm trying to find something? And of course, everything is moving absolutely slow. All right. Bear with me, guys. You know how this goes. See, this is why it's a lot easier when you're doing it with someone and they can chat and they can talk. And there's other people that are probably watching this that have never seen me thinking, God, why does anyone watch this? Sometimes I say that same thing too. Yeah, let me sign in. Maybe that will work. And I want to talk about the Black Widow that was released. I think it was last week. It has like super articulation. I think it looks absolutely awesome. Unfortunately, if you get in, then I can't really show you guys what it was that I want to talk about. Because again, everything moves super slow whenever I'm live streaming. Every other live streamer seems to have no damn problem. Little old Larry here, he tries to do it, and it becomes a complete shit show. And I totally forgot to put this one in here, so we will move on. Hold on, maybe. But anyway, has anyone seen the Black Widow by any chance? Matthew, I'm sure that you have. I think this figure looks really good. It is Target exclusive. If I can get it to come up and I can. But it has real nice articulation. 3 different head sculpts. It's only like $28. It actually has some accessories. So it is kind of crazy. It shows that, the Marvel Legends team can actually, give you accessories with figures without charging you, $50 for it. So, but it doesn't seem like it's going to work. Because why would it? And listen, I am off Millennium. I am totally off Millennium. Matter of fact, I never had Millennium. Cobra La. I went right to Windows 2000 after something like that. I don't know. All right. You know what? I hate this. All right. I can see here. Thank you guys for being so patient. Thank you guys for being so patient with me. again, you can see there's 43 of you watching. Hit that like button while we're waiting. All because, like I said, I wasn't prepared. Yeah, so Matthew even says the same thing. Black Widow looking cool with a lot of different options. I found it. Let's see if it actually pulls this up. And Pavement Carver. They need to do a Scarlet the way they did Black Widow. Yes, and that is exactly kind of why I'm bringing this up. I don't have an issue with the Scarlet. I know a lot of people think that, she looks a little young. It doesn't really bother me at all. I don't know why this Target site is so damn slow, or my network or whatever. At least I'm still streaming and you guys are still listening to me. We're going to go on. If this thing comes up, then it comes up. All right. So this was dropped today. I do want to give a shout out to Travis from A Toy Kind of Mood because he blasted it all over. If you guys don't know, Travis collects every single line other than Valiverse, and he buys every single figure. It is amazing how much that dude must buy. But anyway, thank you to Travis because I was able to check this out. So we got Ken, we got Bison, and we got I don't remember his name. I'm looking at it. Dalsum does not sound right. But I like these figures. They grabbed them right out of the video game. And I think they've done a wonderful job. The articulation is really good with the one that I got. We know Ken's going to be the same, so I would assume Bison has got to be a little bit bigger, right? Bison's going to have to be a little bit bigger of a figure. And I'm kind of looking. I mean, he pretty much fills out that whole case right there. So I do like it. Let's see the next slide. This Ken here kind of, the eyebrows get me. I'm not a big fan of the eyebrows. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of those eyebrows. But this is just Ryu all over again. But I'm fine with that because, that's what it is. I mean, let's see. Mr. Wonderful says, quickly, I've not seen the Wave 1 guys in person yet, but from the videos I've seen, they nailed it. If they hit home with those next three, they're in it. I agree. And listen, I just happened to stop at Target, and they just happened to be there. So here's Dalsum. Now it sounds more right. Now it sounds proper. So it looks like he has some extra limbs because he extends out. Raw Julia was a great M. Bison in an awful movie, but I'm with you. I never liked this. Even the limited amount that I played, I hated this figure or this character. This figure. So here's a better look at the eyebrows. Did Ken have big eyebrows like this in the video game? I honestly do not remember if he had big bushy eyebrows like this. Let's see here. Oh, okay. All right. So it sounds like these may not be from Jada. That is what Matthew is saying, that they may not. You know what? These got to be right because these are pinned joints here and they are pinless. So I apologize. And I blame Travis completely. So my bad. We're going to skip through this because I don't deal with innuendo. All right. So quickly, before we get to this awesome elf. Yeah, so Matthew just messaged me and said that he thinks that these are fan made. And looking at them, the Ken is clearly using the Ryu body painted, but those other ones there, you can see pins on them, and I don't believe they use pins. So I apologize that I kind of jumped the gun there, but I would have to look on Instagram. It's been a crazy day. So I do apologize. Again, I don't want to start showing off things that maybe aren't what they actually are. So this is the Black Widow that I was talking about. It is $28. So it is, in my opinion, a really good deal. I hate how these things get expanded that much. Again, plastic-free box. Right here. No, don't do that. Do not play a video. So she's supposed to have like super articulation. So it's basically the Spider-Man articulations. I think it's awesome. I mean, this figure looks just awesome. And if you really want to make a Scarlet, here you go. Like, this is it. Like, you're going to have 3 different head options that you can use. So, and technically, they do some paint, and you can make your own Scarlet. This face looks really good. And I'm glad you're not doing, a Black Widow movie. You're actually taking from either the comics or wherever. But again, 2 different, smoke effects that go with it. And again, you can just see how articulated it is. No pins, which again, I was a person who wasn't against pins, but now I'm starting to. All right, we're getting to that point that we don't need them anymore. So I really do like this figure. So I did pre-order it again, $28. Nice hair. All the face sculpts just look really good. And again, this is a Target exclusive, and you look at everything that she comes with. It's awesome. So that was it. That was all that I wanted to show on the Black Widow. Let's say hi to the Lilith. Again, this is what I'm talking about. I am the #1 toy YouTuber in the U.S. amongst people in Australia. At least I think I am. I mean, I did see Shark here. Ronnie's here. So. Anyway, nice to have you here, Lilith. And I just interesting. I didn't realize I saw them on Instagram feed too. Yeah. Again, listen, I don't like doing that stuff, and I looked at them and I thought they were just kind of a mock-up. But it is true. I did not see them on the Jada Instagram. I did find them on Toy News Eye, and that's not always. I got burned. All right, I'll go blame everyone else. All right, let's get to Elf. Now, this looks to be the exact same Elf that I have over here, who we're 6 months into the year, he's still my top 10 of the year. That figure is so much fun. He is so awesome. And now here's the San Diego Comic-Con. I know people said, hey, you know what? They don't really need to do another Elf. Let's say hi to Matt O'Brien. Thank you, Matt. I always see Matt over on the Full Force. I know he's on a lot of different live streams, so it's great to see Matt here. I hope you're able to make it, be a regular here. So yeah, yes, this Elf is an SDCC. So same Elf body, but I really like the accessories. She's got the same glasses, which do fit pretty well. If you look around the ear, it looks like they're actually under the ear. You can get that up on it. But he has his Comic-Con badge. He's got a different Hawaiian shirt. I actually like it better than the one that came with the standard Elf. Here he is waving. So the hands, like this figure moves so smoothly, especially for everything that you've ever heard about NECA. But it has a bunch of different points of articulation, and just it's molded really nice. I mean, I am so happy with this. Like I said, it is still my top 10. We're 6 months into the year. again, is it still, will it be in the top 10 at the end of the year? I mean, I'm buying a lot of stuff, so it's hard to say, but I would say yes. It's just awesome. Mr. Wonderful says, rebranding to Punk Island with your fake news. You know what? I deserve that. I deserve that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish this live stream and then I'm gonna delete it so you guys will never know that it happened. Yeah, this is the Chuckles exclusive. Yes. Oh boy. You say what you want, whether you like the figure or not. I don't care. It is a Chuckles knockoff. All right, so he comes with a camera. All right, let me go back here. He comes with this camera. You know, the strap that goes around. I think it looks super. I love this figure, and if I have the money and this goes up on NECA's site, I will probably order it. So here's the Melmac Cosmic Con Intergalactic. So this is cool. I mean, this is what people talk about. Like, this is what, you know, exclusive is supposed to be. Things that you don't need, but you want. So if you don't get it, it's not a big deal. I have Elf, but it comes with some pretty cool accessories. Here he's holding the camera, and he does hold things really well. Like the way his hands are, he holds things really, really well. So I'm really, really happy with that. Chuckles Hasbro finally getting better with face sculpts. Listen, Hasbro has wonderful face sculpts. They had one bad face sculpt. I don't understand. I mean, listen, one bad face sculpt does not ruin that whole line. I'm sorry. So anyway, here he is with his glasses again. And you gotta love the Zach Morris cell phone. All right. I mean, right here, you just want this, like, I don't know. I love this. I just think it looks so good. Jason, how are you doing? Are you I'm gonna say you're the 50th person. There's 50 people watching the live stream. I'm gonna give you number 50. Listen, if you're just tuning in, hit that like button. Again, push this out. This is gonna be the Toy Tube show for Monday nights. Okay, when you guys think of Toy Tubes, this is the night that you're gonna think of. You're gonna tune in here. You're going to go, the guy has technical difficulties. He rants for 3 hours. Hell, half the time he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. His daughter shows up with weird-ass face paint because his kids have, like, no boundaries of, like, they have no boundaries. I should have taken a picture and done that as the next shirt, right? You got my dog here. I'm not going to say his name. He's sitting there nicely. And here he is, the big camcorder. Now this, I gotta say, you gotta mention something about the camcorder here. Lilith says, have Joe's from past SDCC. I picked up over the years. They're cool. Chuckles Hasbro a few years ago. I don't want to say his name. He literally bugged in the moment I got here. I don't want to say his name. He's lying here, nice and quiet. So when I go skating and I talk to like younger kids and they don't understand like that I don't have footage from when I was young skating, back in the late 80s, early 90s, through the 90s. They don't realize this. Like, we had to find a kid that his parents had a camcorder like this, and then they were going to be willing to let him not only take it, but then allow his friends to ride around on their skateboards trying to follow people. And let's be honest, we were all pretty scrawny. This thing weighed half as much as all of us. But yeah, I gotta say, like, I like this. Just all these 80s, 80s accessories. The one that everything that he came with, his AM radio, or his, not AM radio, but his walkie-talkie radio. Everything else was like food and stuff. It wasn't fully 80s. So anyway, all right. So here he is. He's obviously excited. I would be excited if I ever make it to San Diego Comic-Con. Maybe one day, but that is, let's be honest. Okay, quickly. Shark Eye says almost 100 figures in the classified line and one bad sculpt. No toy line is perfect. It's as simple as that. I agree. Like, listen. You may not like all the faces, but really the Falcon is the only bad one. I guess some people may not like the cover girl. I don't have a problem with it. A lot of people have sharp jaws and everything. But even if you want to say those two, then that's fine. All right. But I'll also take Outback, Tiger Force Outback, and say he's worth 5 head sculpts because it's so damn good. Let's see. Logan here says there were issues their QC issues are starting to ruin the classified line. Never mind that wacky release and store exclusives making collecting the line a complete headache. Okay, well, I'll let you guys watch the video tomorrow, but I'll say this. I just praised them with the rock and roll. We've heard the good things about Copperhead and Torpedo. You're not going to hear so many good things about the Arctic Bat. I'm just going to say it. A little disappointed. A lot disappointed. That's all I got to say on that. You guys will see it tomorrow. So here's everything that Elf comes with again. I can't believe I spent this much time on Elf. But you guys try and get me off track here. Backwards, I don't know who this is. I know a Lawrence with a W, and it spells his name properly. Nice to see you here. Matt O'Brien says, I agree their QC issues have been annoying, but it seems like they're turning things around. Again, watch my video tomorrow. Hopefully this came out with the other ones. This is where everything, and I think this is the end of Elf. So this is everything he comes with. Okay, so before we get into Joe Fest, quickly, we're going to talk about the Dragonfly. So we're about to get into Joe Fest. So the Dragonfly is close up to 13,000. We're closing in on it. The QC issues, here's the issue with the QC issues, in my personal opinion. When I have people tell me, hey, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. People tell me it's not that big of a deal with the Vipers having, black forearms, but then having obviously a white body, or a white neck. Well, they show that you can take the gauntlets off. So if you have one QC issue here and one QC issue there, you're right. It's, in my opinion, it's not a big deal. The problem is they are continuing to compound. And sure, they're little things, but each of these little things are just starting to grow. And it's totally, it's to the point where you're like, all right, this is enough. Like I said, the Rock and Roll came out so good. Happy with it. People that have Copperhead and Torpedo say the figure is awesome. It feels better. It feels like rock and roll, then I'm going to have to admit it. I'm going to have to say, yeah. Arctic Bat. Hopefully, it is the last of whatever factory they were using. I've heard some rumors about it. So, quickly here, though. Let's get to the HasLab. If I can have it so. All right. So who's back to HasLab? Now I'm not going to tell you guys how to spend your money because let's be honest, this thing is expensive. I love it. I think it looks awesome. And I'm really excited for it. I really don't want to. I don't want to complain about this. I just want it to hit 19,000 so we can see everything that it is. So let's refresh it. Let's see where we are right now. So I mean, we're closing in. We should hit 13,000 by the end of the year. By the end of the week, that's for sure. I think this thing looks awesome. Again, I really wish we had the his tank in hand, or at least to see what the his tank was going to be like if we already had one. I had no issues with my Sky Striker, but a lot of people did. I'm not stupid enough to say, hey, you know what? If I didn't have problems, no one had problems. So hopefully we're not going to have issues. But I got to say, this thing, I'm really happy with it. But I do have a problem with a lot of people that I see on the Joe, in the Joe community. And I'm just going to speak my mind because that's what I normally do. So, take a drink. So, the people that say, I'm not going to back it till I see that it hits 19,000 and I know all the figures, you are a moron. You are morons. And if you're in here, I apologize. But I don't really apologize because I mean it. And the reason why I say it is because you are not getting charged. If you want to find out what you get once you hit 19,000, go on there and back it. Because you can just drop out if you don't like it. All right? They don't charge your card. They don't do Target where they charge you, every 2 days and they double charge. And just back it if you really want. If that's what's holding you up, then just do it. Back it, and then if you don't like it, you just drop out of it. Now, if you don't have the money, that's fine. If you're like, hey, you know what? I'm not sure I'm going to have the money, and I'm scared I might forget it. Okay, that's fine. I get it. There was a guy that said, I'm waiting on one of the forums. I forget what it was. GI Joe Classified Community, I think is what it was, right? He said, I'm waiting to see what 19,000 is before I back it. And I said, I don't understand why, you can always back it and then just drop out if you don't like it. Unless if you truly don't have the money and you're scared, you might forget it. And his response was, I'm an adult. $275 isn't that much money. I don't. First off, $275 is a lot of money for a toy. All right, so it is a lot of money for a toy, and I'm not questioning you that you can't. If you can't afford $275, no one is going to shame you, or at least no one should shame you. But the issue is that it's like there's no reason, like if you don't have $275. I'm not questioning you. But if you just want to see what it is, then back it and then drop out if you don't like it. No, LN, you are right. If your comment comes up. To be fair, we have a whole month to go for this HasLab. No, I agree. But when I hear people say, my thing is when people say, I'm not backing it until I see what it is. Well, first off, like, you're not going to get to it unless people back it. But you can always back out. They're not charging anyone anything. Rhino says, I back the attack helicopter. I'm a fan first of the helicopter first. So to get this is more awesome than being a Joe vehicle. Okay. So, anyway, it's just a complaint that I have. All right? I know we're going to hit 19,000. There's no doubt about that. I do want to mention this. I was watching, I was watching a podcast. I was listening to a podcast today. Damn it. I wanted to mention it, and I didn't write it down. But they spoke to Emily and Lenny. Hold on. If I pull up podcast, it should come up. Since I was just listening to it, right? Adventures in Collecting. All right. They talked to Emily and Lenny. It is a extremely good listen. They answer and talk about a lot of different things. And no, they're not going to. I hate when this happens. They don't tell you stuff that's coming out, but they do get into a lot of things that you may wonder, like, where do they come up with the numbers from? They talk about how they watched with the Sky Striker where they made mistakes. They watched where the with the Hiss where they made mistakes, where they can get improvements. And Emily says, you know, hey, you guys want figures. We know it. That's why they gave everything. Adventures in Collecting. Yes, Matt. Thank you very much, Matt. And it's a really good listen. And just everything that they talk about, how things are prepared. And it gives you a nice little insight. They don't talk about figures that are coming. But if you listen to a lot of the stuff, I think to me, I love learning more about the industry, how these things are backed, how these things are done. You know, where they talk like, hey, you know what, when we're doing something where, like when you're going to build something, you know, when you're going to, you know, when you're making a figure, you're doing like a digital render to see if people like it. This, like for HasLab, you have to do a concept. And you got to do a concept first. So you put all the work into it, and then it may not back. And one of the funniest things that they said was, you know, we had the Sky Striker. We sat there for 45 days, stressed out. And then it finally funded. And she said, so when we did the Hiss tank, we had prepared ourselves to stress out for 45 days. And she goes, like, you set yourself up, you prepare. And she goes, and then it backed in under 9 hours. And we were like we didn't know what to do. So she said, even though like when the Dragonfly, we knew what we were going to do, and it funded in under 27 hours. She's like, even though we're like, hey, we have a winner here, you're still stressed out. And then it hits that, and you're like, okay. So there's just a lot of things they do talk about on there. In my opinion, I think Emily's going to be stretched thin because now she is some sort of marketing manager, I want to say, for all the brands, all non-Disney owned brands. I think is what it was, something like that. Let's see. Matt says here, Matt O'Brien. I gotta say Matt O'Brien. I get if someone cannot afford it, but I do think the HasLab is pretty well priced. I agree too. And again, there is no shame in saying, there's no shame in one thing saying, I can't afford it. These are luxury items. These are luxury toys. There's also no shame in saying, you know, I'm just not willing to spend $300, you know, on a toy. That's fine too. No one is shaming anyone. No one should shame you. And I understand the people that don't want to crowdfund a HasLab by Hasbro. I fully understand that. And there are valid points on both sides. I've talked, Mr. Wonderful and I had a wonderful conversation about it, going back and forth. And it's amazing. He feels one way about crowdfunding from big companies. I understand why. I do agree, but I understand why they do it. But it was crazy that him and I could have two different opinions and have this conversation where neither one of us got mad at each other. Could you imagine that? In this world today, like having discussions and having two different sides of an argument, but not fighting about it. Anyway, so okay, so that's the Dragonfly. They have not announced any other Joe vehicles, or not Joe vehicles. They haven't announced any more digital renders. There is pre-orders that are supposed to go up on the 14th, so Wednesday. Entertainment Earth has shown that there's going to be a drop. So there will be pre-orders going up on this Wednesday, I think next Wednesday, and then I think the last Wednesday. And I think they said there's actually a live stream Wednesday or Thursday. I think Wednesday. So I don't know. Does anyone else know? I don't know. Someone find out. All right. So let's get into Joe Fest. Now, bear with me. If there's something that you guys have seen that I don't touch on, mention it, because this wasn't as easy to find things. It's not covered like San Diego Comic-Con. Hell, it probably is not even covered. Like PowerCon will be covered. So, but there's a lot of stuff, and at the end we're going to get into Valiverse. So if that's what you're here for, just hold on. We definitely will get into Valiverse because there's a lot of things with Valiverse. It is safe to say that they were the star of Joe Fest. All right, so this is Legends of the Hidden Force. Kind of just a weird name. So it is O-Ring Ninjas. I know everyone loves O-Ring. Probably start losing viewers right now, just like if I was talking Motu. Probably shouldn't even bring up Motu. I think these figures look fine. They look pretty fun. I like the blue deco. I like just having, the few ninjas, in my Joe line that I have. So I don't think I'm going to be in on this, but if you like ninjas, you like the O-Ring line, that size, this is all for you. So here's one of the figures. Master Shake, is it? He's the Haunted Master, AK Clan. But you can kind of see the weapons that he has. I'm assuming they're probably going to come out of the same factory that's doing Kalsai Longbow and Operation Recall. A lot of those companies are working together. So I do like the fact that they break down the weapon system. So it's a lot like a Lego, I guess is the way you could look at it. These parts are definitely going to be lost. Let's say hi to Palpatine, another channel member. Thank you very much for your support. It is much appreciated. I'm going to quickly, Shark Eyes says, a lot of collectors are so quick to complain and don't stop to appreciate all that goes into these projects behind the scenes and the undertaking of those who put the blood, sweat, and tears into them. Yeah, I agree. But you know what? We don't need to either. That's not that's your job. I don't take into consideration all the people that designed, the car that gets me from point A to point B and protects my family. But I do understand. I do understand your point. Again, I don't want to lose one of my Australian viewers, as I have claimed to be the #1 U.S. toy tuber in the Australian market. And the funniest thing, Frostbite was the first one to come in, and I think Frostbite was the first one to come in, right? And he's hardly ever here. Probably picking up his daughter from a hang gliding lesson or something. All right, then quickly. So Matt says, because he's touching back on the podcast. Lawrence, did you also like the podcast today when Emily said they have talked about small play sets? It was interesting to hear her say that instead of no comment. Yeah, they've kind of expounded on that before. I will say this: when I did, and they specifically talked about smaller vehicles. And again, I still think that smaller vehicles are a problem because I look at Motu stuff and it's just sitting there on shelves and no one will buy it until, it is no one will buy it until it's it's clearance. So it's one of those things that you're like, give me a break. Come on, guys, it's $33. Although I've waited till stuff goes on clearance too. GI Joe fans are kind of cheap, but the checkpoint alpha, I know everyone wants. You can't. I think you got to get a vamp before you get the checkpoint alpha because I need something to go back and forth other than my vamp. But you know what I was thinking would be really cool, Matt, is if they made a checkpoint alpha, but then they also made it so it could break down. So if you have a his tank, it's running it over and looks like it's crushing it. I thought that would be awesome. Just kind of jumped in my mind. Quickly, I want to say thank you to PNC becoming the newest channel member. Thank you very much. The dollar check is in the mail. Thank you very much. I'm trying to get that. Then once we hit enough, then we can have your names rotate at the front of my YouTube channel. So again, thank you, PNC. All right. There's a lot of Hidden Force stuff. I think this looks really cool to actually have an O-ring figure actually pulling back a bow and arrow like he's going to shoot. Awesome. I think that's really cool. And I actually like that ninja. Now this here, they obviously just had a small booth here, but they kind of spread their figures out. So again, I'm finding stuff all over the place. Some people covered it better. Doing these slideshows aren't always the easiest for me. So these figures look pretty cool. Again, if you really like ninjas and samurais and different things like that, this is for you like the O-ring. So let's say hi to Super Sonic Fighters Kimberly. He's Jeremy Kimberlin. I'm sorry. That is just too long. Jeremy, that is just too long. We can call you SSFK. Don't you start. There he is. You guys hear him, right? I know. Yeah, you want to say hi? Say hi. Come on, say hi. Say hi. Oh, say hi. Yeah, I know. You've been sitting there. You know what? You know why the kids get so mad? Because when they do take you out, you go out and then you come right back in. That's why they get aggravated with you. You can leave. You can go out. Okay? All right. Listen, I'll call one of the children. I'll call my daughter because she doesn't get as mad. And she has pain on her face. All right. Also, I got to mention this. Hopefully starting next week. We're going to be going week on, week off again. And I don't know what I'm going to do with Mr. Roman here because I'm not going to have kids here to help out. So we have to figure something out. We have to come up with a commercial when he does want to bug me. I do have to say, I liked this. I like these little stands where he's like, where the figure is throwing the sword. I don't know if that's something you're going to be able to buy, but I think that would be super cool if they had something like that. Here's their display. Yeah. I have all this stuff written down. I do like the packaging. Or at least of what we think that it's going to look like. I think this looks kind of cool. You see all the swords here, all the weapons that he's going to have. So I think this is actually pretty cool. This type of stuff, it really gets me hyped. And again, like if one of these shows up on like BBTS Entertainment, I could definitely see myself picking up, a couple just to see, how they are. I have gone in on a few of the other O-rings just because I want to. You want to support some of the Kickstarters. So here's a couple AWOCs. All right, come on. If I say AWOC 3 times, there's got to be like 4 specific YouTubers that just show up. Where's Brick something? AWOC. All right, come on, Brick. You should just magically show up. Right? So again, I really do like these figures. I know Payne had asked me about it. They really like these. And I did pick them up. I think these are wonderful figures. Just the way the hands come off, big feet. You can mix them with, there's Allison right there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, AWOC. That actually worked. I want to see Brick and Payne and all those guys do a cheer for AWOC. Now that would be awesome. They can do a YouTube video collab where they all do they make up a cheer for it. That'd be pretty cool. So here's the big boy. Again, look, they look nice. I do like the figures. There's no pinless joints, but it is a new company, and I'm perfectly Perfectly fine with that. I can't go all in on these just because there's so many repaints and everything that they don't hit the spot yet for me. But they look really good. Matthew, you need to get some. So I think this is supposed to be a new sculpt here. I know we've seen the face before. I do want to see some more actual faces, more than just the stoic faces. But I think the big one here are these lizard guys, who I had to double check and make sure, like, are these AWOC? And I do believe that these are AWOC, looking at the feet and everything, and they're in the AWOC case. So I think these look really cool. I like having... It'd be nice to get some different type of creatures in the line. I know some people even want some humanoids. I don't read the comic. I do really guess. I think it's Brick. Is it Brick that's doing the AWOC, like, read-along kind of? I think it's really cool. So Jason Fitz here says, I love AWOC and the story, but still waiting for my last order to ship. Is that Series 2? Oh, look, here's Action. Say hi to Action Figs. I talk to this guy a lot. If you're not following him, he does a live stream. Just started doing it on Wednesdays. Help support him. I believe it starts at 7:30 or 8. Help support him. I really like him. He gives me a lot of feedback when I talk to him. And he's another guy that him and I may disagree on things, but crazy enough, we can have discussions, disagree on things, and not hate each other. What a concept, guys. All right. So there is a little Skeletron, I don't know, or the Robo Skull, not that much. Corey Cantaloupe, we know now works for them. I think it's great that he was hired by Skeletron. He seemed to do some really good work with GI Joe. But I gotta say this. Hey, guys. None of you gave a shit. All you anti-Hasbro people, you didn't give a shit when he got fired. But now because Skeletron or Roboskull, someone that you like, hired him, now you want to blast it all over? Come on, dude. Listen, you didn't care before. Don't act like you care now, all right? It's kind of nauseating. That's all that I'm saying. I'm glad the guy got another job. He seems to do a great job. I love that Emily went out there and said, hey, you know what? Great pickup, guys. Great to see him. Great to see you guys picking him up. He does wonderful work. Just my opinion. All right, so Action Figs says 8:30 p.m. every Wednesday. Thanks for the shout out. Always, 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 always. And I know it's going to cause a problem with someone else. Unfortunately, the Toy Kind of Mood does go on at 9 o'clock. And my buddy, Tony Romo, who will probably call me, don't call me tonight because I got to wake up early to get my son to school for finals. And then I got to drive out like an hour and a half. But yeah, check out his show. It's really good. He has his son on there. And you got to say, he sits there in this stoic chair in his living room. He just... His son comes on. I'm listening to the show from last week, and the show. He says, "Yeah, Mom said I had to do this. He's divorced, and he's like, did you tell your mom you're with your dad?" I just like just the way that he said it made me absolutely die laughing. So check out Action Figs if you haven't yet. Anyway, I am excited. I just want more updates. I want to know exactly what's going on with the Skeletron. It was nice of them to send out the little Skeletron bots or whatever they were. I didn't order them. But it's pretty cool. I believe this is the one that I ordered. The 6-inch figure here. Yeah, exactly. You are so right. That's what I keep saying. There's more than enough YouTube for everyone. Just make sure you're here on Monday night and not anywhere else. I believe this is the 6-inch figure that I had ordered. I like the camouflage. I thought it would fit in really well, probably with Cobra more than GI Joe. And I'm waiting on that big old boy Skeletron, that big old Robo Skull, because I need another 6-inch / 4-inch vehicle. Oh man. Okay, so Matthew here says, I loved Corey and Joe and missed him when he was fired. Glad to see a company pick. I am too. I'm super glad, and I'm glad that like Emily and them, sat there and Emily, said, hey, congratulations, you picked up a great. Like honestly, like you could tell that it wasn't their decision. But those aren't the people that I'm talking about. I'm just listen. I'm not getting into it. All right. So here he is against Falcon. You just kind of see how the figures look. And this is what I think, like when you look at these figures that they're doing, Call Sign Logbow and Operation Recall, I thought that the O-rings, when they started doing them, instead of just doing complete remakes, they should have made all the early figures that they did. Like all the figures they did were early figures with the heads just turned back and forth. They should have made them with the ball joint on the head so they could look down. They should have made them all with rotating wrists and where you could remove them. The rotating wrists would be huge because you could actually put, your figures into firing positions where they don't look completely awkward. So yeah, I think I wish GI Joe would do this. I wish they get away when they do O-ring, and they don't do it very much. I really wish that they would kind of update some stuff. That's what you really need to do. I don't think too many collectors would be really mad. A matter of fact, you'd probably have more people that are happy about it because now they wouldn't be worried about devaluing their original O-ring figures. Anyway, so these are Marauder figures. These are 4-inch figures. Chad posted a lot. I know Chad, Articulated Chad. It is always going to be Articulated Chad to me. I know he posted about these. I know he collects a lot of these. So I like some of these figures. But there's one at the end. That, to me, it is one that I probably will get. Probably get a couple. So anyway, they have their Nam figures. World War II figures. So some of these are actual characters from movies. Let's see here. Trying to say what Matt. So let's see, Matt. Could not agree more with you about Corey when Hasbro posted today about nothing. He says love like. I was able to comment in response of like laying off your sculpted. Yeah, yeah. Is it any way they took down the comments on it so quickly? Yes, I know. It's that's what people do. They remove the comments when it's not super super positive towards them. So get in this here. So this is Charlie Sheen from why can't I think of the name? I have seen this movie, it's just been a long time. Someone will put it in the comments. I forget. So I think it looks really good. And again, this is when you listen to Chad and he talks about when people platoon. Thank you, Anthony. When Chad talks about, listen, when they tell you that that you can't get the same articulation in 4-inch figures or 1/18 scale as you do 6-inch, this is exactly what he's talking about. You can. Yes, it's from Hot Shots. Very nice. Very, very nice. So this is what Chad is talking about, and Chad is not wrong. Where I would disagree with some things what Chad would say, or not disagree with him, but 6-inch, you can see the sculpt better. You can see the articulation and and the paint and all that stuff when you're doing photography. But there is no doubt that you can get the same articulation and the same sculpt for the most part on a 4-inch figure as you a 6-inch figure. I wish we could have both lines. It would make me happy. I'm not saying I would fully collect it. I like the 6-inch line. But again, I have a whole room full of 4-inch figures or 3.75. All right. And so these are some of the figures. So this is the figure. This is John Wayne from Green Berets. My dad is a huge, huge John Wayne fan. Green Berets is by far my favorite John Wayne movie. I will probably be picking this up, not only for myself, but probably one to give to my dad because my dad has a huge John Wayne collection, even though he no longer really displays it like he used to. This figure, I saw it and I'm like, oh my God. To have a John Wayne figure from the Green Berets to fit in with my GI Joe would be just make me so happy. All right. This was the Bullet Man. No way. Those are 4-inch figures. No, those are 4-inch figures. I wish they were 6-inch. That's what I was talking about. Like Chad, when he argues with people about, when people say, hey, you can't get the face sculpt and articulation, and just the design in a 4-inch figure as a 6-inch. That's what he's telling you. Like, no, that's bull crap. You can. Oh my God. I hate when you try and remove something and one pops up there. I don't know what Bullet Man is. I don't really care for it, but it was already there. Got some nice little blast effects. These are 4-inch figures too. But it's the next figure that's actually really, really cool. And again, this I really would like. This is something I would have loved to have gotten. I loved the Eagle Force when I was a kid. I don't know if you guys remember Eagle Force. They were little 2-inch steel figures. Now, obviously, the Eagle Force that you're getting now is completely different, but it clearly has a nice regular Cobra style helmet. So this is one of those figures I would have loved to get something like this just to go into my my GI Joe line. So it looks like, okay, so Machine Man says, if it comes up, I always get the stuff over here. Everything moves slow here. It seems like it moves slow when it's on, I don't know. Machine Man says, my age around 1976. Well, I don't know if you're saying this when you were born. An Action Fig says, Bullet Man was from 1976, GI Joe Adventure Team. So I was born in 75, right before 76, literally right before 76. When you see a head like that, All right. So here it is. Fresh Monkey Fiction, Eagle Force, Naughty or Nice, and then their Monster Force. Now, I tried getting some of the Monster Force picks. Again, it was hard to find some of this stuff, but I kind of did what I could. So here's the Eagle Force, and again, this figure right here, it's in a retro O-ring. This is how I remember these figures coming. They were 2-inch figures. They were all gold. 5 points of articulation, if I remember correctly. They all had little handguns, or they had the Tommy guns. They were just so much fun. So much fun. And it's if you're going somewhere and you didn't want to bring your GI Joes, you could pack so many of them. And then they clanged around because they were metal. So here's the Monster Force you know, I'm thinking about, I have all these on pre-order, you know, money's getting tight with all the stuff. So I'm thinking about maybe dropping out of this, but then I see these figures and I'm like, God, they do something for me. They just kind of stand out. This werewolf here, I mean, just look at everything that it comes with. So I look at this and I'm just like, wow, you know what? Maybe I don't want to drop out of this thing just yet. um, and Tony, if you see, like it says with gridiron stuff, so that should make you extremely happy. And then you get this figure. It's like a zombie figure, an army figure. So again, looks really, really nice. And again, there it is. So, all right. So I'm going to run to the restroom really quick. You guys talk amongst yourself. I'll be right back. And then we're going to get into Valiverse, who was really the star of the show. There's a lot to discuss. We're going to get into it. And amongst what many of you might think, I don't actually hate the brand. All right, so we're back. Well, I'm back. Thank you guys for all waiting around. So, we're gonna get into Valiverse, and I refuse to refer to it as what they call it. I just think it's disrespectful to the people that put so much hard work into. Um, they put so much hard work into Joe Fest, but the truth is that they bring it with an A game, and it's understandable. He has found a way to use, cool, yeah, just my bladder. Just 2 weeks in a row, I had to relieve myself. I said, I gotta get some commercials. All right, you do this for 3 hours. You need some commercials. So anyway, Valiverse really brings it, and again, I think calling it, what they refer to it as, I think it's very disrespectful. I know, they're trying to say that they're the star of the show, but in all honesty, they are the star of the show, but it's because they use someone else's platform to be the star of their own show. So it is one of those things where it's like, all right, you know what? There really should be a Hasbro presence there. Unfortunately, there isn't. And let's be honest, as long as that Joe team is still there probably never will be because of so much animosity and some, let's just say, some things that are said from, the Valiverse side towards. I mean, they take a lot of personal shots. So I don't blame, Lenny and them if they didn't want to go. Now, I don't even know if Hasbro would allow them to. It may be a thing that's the exact same issue with PowerCon, where Mattel wants to have nothing to do with PowerCon anymore, even though it's really based around, Masters of the Universe. So let's get into what we got to see from Valiverse at Joe Fest. And I'm not going to have everything. So, first off is another Hasbro knockoff. I'm sorry, I had to. But this is a Power Ranger knockoff created by the Green Ranger, who we know unfortunately took his own life last year. Oh no, Tony. I mean, yeah, he hates Lenny, but yeah, I mean, yeah, he hates Lenny. I mean, I'm not beating around the bush, but I wouldn't blame them for not wanting to go there, knowing that it's going to be an awkward situation, and we know how some people can rile up the troops. But anyway, so this is a total knockoff of Power Rangers. If you've seen the preview of Legend of the White Dragon, then you know what I'm talking about. It is the creation of the former Green Ranger / White Ranger. I don't remember his name. Someone can post it. I've already seen on Legions of Valiverse. These people are so excited. Like, man, you guys are just sheep. All right? You are just sheep. End of story. Like, you know, if this was a Hasbro product, you would not have cared. But, you know, Bobby puts his name on it, and you're like, woo, 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 give me some army builders. Come on, dude, just get over it, guys. Like, you don't have to buy every single thing. So, but either way, David Frank. I'm sorry, Jason David Frank. How, with 3 first names, are you not a NASCAR driver? That's what I wonder. All right. So anyway, I couldn't care less about these. I watched the video. I watched the what the hell is it called? The trailer for this movie, and it just looks so bad. So if you're into it, hey, you know what? It is cool. It is cool that these will fall in line with the exact same size as the Action Force figures. That's how all of Hasbro should be. The Black Series should be the same as the Marvel Legends. The Marvel Legends should be the same as the GI Joe Classified, and Ghostbusters, and the Power Rangers, and so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, right? So, again, that is the difference when you have an owner who's really part of the community, and he's like, no, everything's going to be universal. So you can swap heads. Again, this is how you get ninjas into a line that you said you won't put ninjas in. All right, so this was his display. His display was actually beautiful. I mean, I'm just looking at it going, well, I have those barricades. I 3D printed those, but I'm looking at it going, oof, I want a display like that. Really, really do. It looks nice. It's fun. Again, a lot of I don't know. A lot of you can see they use those little Amazon what are those blood splats? I know, Matthew, you had some of those blood splats from the I know one came with the casket of carnage or something like that. So anyway, yeah, they do. Oh man, just go look up the preview, man. It's just that Buzz Off figure is fire. All right. So this is one of the displays that he had. This was the first day before a lot of stuff was shown. So he did announce that they are going to re-release this figure. It's odd that he's going to re-release the figure that everyone knows was supposed to be Firefly right before Joe releases the Firefly, but that's neither here nor there. Now, what he did was, this is what I've been banging the drum on. So he's going to release the figure and the loadout for him, but it's going to be together. And he's going to give you a different head now, one with the gas mask. So that's pretty cool. And it looks like if you want, you can, when you pick this figure up, you're going to get it all at once. Now, unfortunately, this is the worst vest that he has, in my opinion. You really want to talk about being like Firefly? Like, like honestly, like it looks like the first version of the classified Firefly, especially with that vest. But whatever. But again, we're finally gonna get to start to see that type of stuff, which is good. Maybe the voice that I've been saying, maybe that's being heard now, because I know like there was only one person and one person only that said that these troopers by themselves should come with a weapon. Only one person, and he's now part of their team. So good for him. Maybe I can be the one that get the whole armory of one person together. Here is Colonel Siege. Again, it's hard to say that this is not supposed to be like Hawk. Again, I'm going to compare a lot because unfortunately we do get this just with the jacket and everything. With that said, I think this figure looks awesome. If the head sculpt comes out looking like that, if he has a head that's smoking the cigar, and this is coming from a straight edge guy, awesome. If he has if he has an extra hand, which it looks like he does here, that's actually holding the cigar, that's the type of extra hand that I want. Again, he comes with two sidearms. Yep, I can kind of see the Hannibal. I can kind of see the Hannibal there. In all honesty, like the Colonel Siege is the most laziest, devoid of creativity name. Well, come on. Yes, that's Matthew said it before I even. Yes, it looks exactly like the Avatar guy. Was he a colonel in Avatar? So okay, but again, he's the leader. He's supposed to be the leader. He's the colonel. So that's what Hawk started as a colonel and became a general. So I wouldn't be surprised if later on down the road he be promoted down to general. But again, I think this figure looks good. This is one that I can see myself picking up. Like I said, I'm not all in on the line anymore. I'm going to be picking and choosing things that I want. But when it comes to Hasbro, we're not going to get a cigar smoking figure. This figure looks awesome. This is cool. This I'm down with. And it doesn't look just like all the other figures that we've gotten. All right, so here is the what the hell's the name of the suit? God, I hate when I can't think of something. This is the suit. I forget what it is. I don't like the suit. He took a shot. He took a shot on the panel at Gridiron. I don't know why he feels the need to take shots. He specifically took a shot and said, hey, you know what? Ours will not be at 35. Read between the line. I don't understand why. I don't know what Gridiron did that upset them. Upset him so bad. But clearly Gridiron did. I'm not a big fan of the ghillie suit. Yes, the ghillie suit. Not a big fan of the ghillie suit. The blowback, on the other hand, and the eye. So what you have is three heads. You got the I don't know how to pronounce it. Cover, but he's got a sniper eye. Whether he's sniping, whether he's looking through the binoculars or not binoculars, but you know what I'm talking about. So I like the one eye. I think that looks really sharp. I just don't really care for the ghillie suit. And then he has a weapons case. Now I don't know. He was really upset about someone else doing a weapons case because it wasn't accurate enough, but it was just like his weapon. I don't know. Well, Romo, I'm sorry, but you are you are a Gridiron shill, so I can't really believe what you say. Clearly, the owner of Gridiron started a feud with him because everyone always says something with him. It's never anyone else. It's always someone else, never him. But anyway, I digress. Again, my biggest issue is I'm tired of the same body. There's $3.50. I'm just tired of. I'm just tired of him. But I love Blowback. I think he's the best figure. You've never heard me say anything about Gridiron. You've never heard Val say anything about Gridiron that you haven't said yourself. Okay, well, he did a whole video attacking them. And hey, I'm very honest about prices, but he takes personal shots at them. Again, I think there's a difference when you are an owner of a company, CEO or something, or you're just a schmuck like me. Just my opinion, but it's also not just one person we've had it. So anyway, again, he would seem to be mad that they just happened to come out with the ghillie suit around the same time. Let's be honest. There is no way that Mark from Gridiron knew that they were coming out with a ghillie suit and vice versa. It just happened they both did it. All right? Just my opinion. And the Gridiron suit isn't even that good from what I've seen. And I've had two people send me shots. Two people that do really, really, really good work. Good photography. But anyway, if this thing is going to be around $35, then it's a really good deal. So you get this gun, which I don't really care for this this AR. You get the sniper. I think the sniper rifle looks pretty nice. Again, he said it's going to be under $35. I don't know if he just meant the ghillie suit by itself, because you can get a ghillie suit and you can get a ghillie suit with the figure. This is going to have to be a deluxe. He did not talk about the deluxe pricing. All right. So, I have no problems with repaints, but again, if I hear one fucking Valiverse show ever complain about too many Vipers or bats or the repaints that GI Joe uses, the Hasbro uses, I'm going to scream, because holy repaint, Swarm, and Scarab. But I love glow in the dark, and this looks absolutely awesome. So this is one that I might actually use a stand, because this stand looks like it would glow in the dark too. And if it glows in the dark, and I will continue to refer back to the Scare Glow from Master of the Universe Origins, man, oh man, awesome. So yeah. So this is a deluxe package. So basically what you're going to get is the Scarab head, the Swarm head, and then this new head. Did he say the name of this? I don't remember. If he did, then oh no, Tony, you are a show. You even call yourself a show. You are, and it's okay. It's okay. I still love you, buddy. I still love you. But I do like the fact that this is coming in completely, will be in its own box. So everything will be here. I hated the fact that, you had to buy these separately. Again, a complaint of mine, but, all right. Desert Condor. Now, I have mixed feelings on this figure now. I like the change of the Condor. I don't like Airborne Condor anymore. It is an Airborne ripoff. I don't care what you say. Airborne, I believe, in Brazil was called Condor, and that is a fact. Or at least in one of those South American. You can look it up and you can find it. But I was really excited when I first saw this figure. But my issue now is that if I get this Condor, he just has a fucking screaming face. So he's always going to be screaming. I don't want a constant screaming face. Oh, the Lilith. Yes, I think you're right. Yes, I think it's called Tracer. Thank you very much, Lilith. Thank you. Yeah, which I think is actually a pretty cool name. Because, now that you said that, I remembered. I remembered that when you did say that, when you said that, I was thinking of tracers, and it kind of does look like a tracer. Jason Fitz says, I need a mod. I have one. Is he not doing his job? I'd fire him, but I don't pay him anything. But, I mean, I like this figure. I like the different color tones. It's supposed to be a younger version. Just like Desert Rat is clearly a younger version. But he always has a screaming him. I have a feeling if people complain enough, he will give him a plain, a normal face. Because I'm sorry, like, what if this guy is sitting in like a meeting? Like, he's just screaming? Like, it's just a screaming man all the time. Or you can buy the other Condor. So, I think you got to have another face that's just a basic face. But again, same body sculpt. We're not going to get the new body sculpt until next year. Which, it needs it. So, let's get into the Arctic Troopers. And Bobby says he doesn't like Arctic. Again, one of the things that he really does, he doesn't like the butterfly joints. But everyone wanted them, so he found a way to work them into it. The butterfly joints are good if they work properly. GI Joe has butterfly joints on it, and they're pretty much useless. You can get a better range of motion if you designed it a little bit better. The GI Joe ones aren't cut enough. That's why you can't have like holding a pistol like this, where the Action Force figures you actually can. So they're designed better. Again, all the figures are the same. So once you design it properly, you're not having to worry about different ones. But I'm not a fan of the green on this. Yeah. Minty fresh. I don't know. I mean, he said he looked at the colors of Real World. I'm not a fan of this green. I'd much rather see like a dark gray. Again, I don't know. But he is going to have a whole line of winter figures. He took a shot at Hasbro saying that he's not going to do a one-off. Well, they're not either. They're just like dumping a whole bunch at once. And again, I don't know why it really matters, but it does. So I do like the third face with these different goggles. We're going to see these in a little bit down the road. But yeah, I'm so with Wade. Like, I'm just not a fan of the secondary color. It just, yeah, Irish Spring. Code name Irish Spring. I like it. Oh man. And the Lilith says the same thing. Yeah, I agree. The green doesn't scream Arctic to me. Now, this is what I will say. Bobby probably did do research, and they probably do use some sort of green like this. He really wants to be, military real world. I'm a dude that's approaching my 50s playing with action figures. Real world is nice to a point, but after a while, I don't care. Like, I want it to look real world enough. Here's the Arctic Steel Brigade. Again, I'll say it again. If you complain that there's too many Vipers, if you complain there's too many Bats, if you complain there's too many Crimson Guard, and then you post all these Steel Brigades and every version of the Steel Brigade that you buy, you are a show. I kind of like this figure, but again, I'm just not a huge fan of this green. I kind of see why it fits there. I'm not a fan of this gun either. It looks nice to a point, but then when you try and put it in their hands, it is almost impossible to get them in a good shooting position. Also, the vests and everything, I know people will argue with me, but those vests are really getting in the way of doing proper shooting poses. But I don't like the gun. I don't like the way that the 203 sets with the hands, because again, it's not a real world, so you push it up against plastic. This is the Weapons Hotel. I will be passing on this because I think every single one of these weapons is ugly. I think every single one of those color schemes is ugly. Maybe the white was the Mac 10, the white with the black scope up there. If you get a Arctic, I'm not gonna say it, an Arctic, some type of slithering thing with eyes, but I don't want to say it because Hasbro will probably make it. I don't need another Snake Eyes right now. Well, Tony, listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. You have an issue with that? Wait till you watch the Bat video tomorrow and hear me bitch about the T-pose. Oh, and the Bat video tomorrow is a long video, just so you guys know. So here's the Arctic sniper gear. Oh my God. So here we go. I said that the ghillie suit looked like a Christmas decoration that you see it at Target and you're like, oh my God, that would make a ghillie suit. It looks like a Christmas decoration. This looks like one of those sponges that you get to like do the body wash and everything. That's what this looks like, a white one. It looks like a white scrub brush body brush. Again, I don't think it looks good. I think some of these, I think a ghillie suit is really, really, really hard to do because of how small the character is. Now, I understand that people want ghillie suits, and it makes sense, but it doesn't look realistic. So... These are Swiffer dusters. Sorry. You're right, it is a Swiffer duster. There, so here you guys go. Here's your Swiffer duster. Save yourself like $20-$30, whatever it's gonna cost, and you have one. Oh, thank you, Wade. That works. All right, but it does come with the sniper and comes with the spotter there. I'm sure there'll be one with the figure in it. Hopefully, it's also not a blowback figure because it's kind of getting redundant. And here is Buddha. So the concept of it is nice. He talked about it and he said, hey, I like the idea of someone with Japanese heritage. They carry their sword into battle, but it's not like they're fighting solely with the sword. It makes sense. There are people that have heritage that they stick to. But the fact that his name is Buddha and the GI Joe Samurai is named Budo, right? Am I wrong? This goes back to when everyone says, this is everything he does is original. It's not. I like the idea. You said there will be no ninjas. And I guess, listen, G.I. Joe works because it's G.I. Joe, and it's weird, and it's quirky. He wants to be more realistic. And if you said, hey, you know what, this is in the distant, this is in the distant future, but not too far. Worlds, the governments have collapsed. This is Japanese descent, and he carries, his sword into battle with his gun, obviously. And then he has like a Budo, the mask. But again, like Johnny Reno says, that's that 100% originality coming back, Lawrence. Exactly. But you know what people are going to say? No, Budo is an actual samurai. Well, hello. I mean, Budo. Listen, the company I work for, we service Japanese copy machines, right? Japanese. Listen, there are other names in Japan other than Budo and Buddha. Now, I do like the way the figure looks. It has new body armor. I like the way the sword fits on here. So again, I like it. He did say that the helmet here is going to go on the same as the masks do. I don't really like that. Mine always seem to pop off. I don't have a really good like if you move them too much, like the Garrison Cavalry, they'll just pop right off. So, do I like the figure? Yes. I can see myself picking this figure up, possibly. But again, it goes back to the originality. It's just not there. It's just a military guy with a sword, and you said, "Hey, well, we'll call it Buddha rather than Budo, which was GI Joe," and then everyone will go, "Oh no, this is completely original." It's not. All right, so for PowerCon, I think this was a good idea. I like that he did this. So he has this Swarm Horde Trooper. For PowerCon, so it's in Horde colors. I like that idea. I think this looks really sharp. So I'm on board with this. Listen. Even though I had one of the Swarm or whatever those figures are, one of them broke. Those have always been the smoothest figures of all of them, even from Series 1. I like this. It's futuristic. It's cool. It's just something different. But to do like the Swarm Horde, this is one I might try and get, to be honest, along with the glow in the dark. But yeah, I do like this one. It's going to be in a deluxe package again. Now this one only has the one head, which is fine. Glow in the dark will have the multiple heads. But yeah, I'm kind of on board with this. I like these figures. And again, I use them as part of my Serpentor display because Serpentor needs his own display because Serpentor is not the leader of Cobra. Oh, and I have this one in here again. We've already discussed this. Again, 3 heads. I think this one was just better resolution. So here's a head pack that he's coming out with. Now, I do like this idea to a point. Now, he talked about how you shouldn't have to buy a whole new figure. So if you have the Spec Ops, you have the Desert, Delta, Garrison, Riot Troop, you can just buy the head pack and get all the heads rather than buy another figure. So I do like it, but I think what people want with the head packs is they want actual character heads. That's just my opinion. Now, this is not bad. Not Snake Eyes Custom. Oh my god. Oh no. No. Johnny, no. No. There is very few things as stupid as Raptor. All right, I'm sorry. So, if you think using Buddha as a military nickname is offensive for the military, it's not. The rhyme and reason for the nickname, hence ridiculous and offensive. They don't give a shit. Unless that was in the chat, then that's not what I said. If that's what you were, if someone said in the chat, I didn't see it. Yeah, no, that is not what I said. I said it sounds like Budo, the GI Joe samurai. Yes and no. So some of the classified figures, his heads will fit on. Other ones they will not. Now you can always use sticky tack and do it because unfortunately, the one thing that Bobby does with Valiverse and his Action Force figures, well, is that he makes it so all the pegs are the same. What a concept. Again, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., watch the bat. GI Joe, for some reason, Hasbro can't even do the same with their figure, like with the same figures that they've repainted. They have so many different head pegs that it's hard to tell. So some of them do fit. I do believe all of these are the same size or a little bit bigger. So all you need is a little bit of sticky tack. You can pop it on there, and it will work. So, let's see. Action says, I think he intends to use this as a sale test for head packs. But yes, people want character heads. Now, and I know he's giving us the other character heads with some of them. Like, I'm really interested in getting a Trigger. I know people think Trigger's a very generic figure, and maybe he is, but he is awesome. The Trigger is still... Trigger and Blowback are the two best figures. That and the Dark Side exclusive. This guy right here. The Dark Side exclusive. I really like this guy. Anyway. So, okay. So off from the not Snake Eyes head pack. Dude, did you not watch Joe Fast? There's a lot of valid stuff to talk. So, and a lot of it's good. So I mean, again, just because I have a very opinionated thought on his stuff doesn't mean that I am negative towards it all. It is a head pack. It's a head pack of all of those, all the same heads. They're for the troopers, or let's say you want to get rid of this, like this head, because it's awful. Then you can use it. Yes. What does everybody want? What does everybody need? Matter of fact, funny thing is about Al Snow, so when I was doing some work on Punks on Films for the show this week, I was going through like actors that were in it, just flipping through it, and I was thinking, I think it was the one with Vernon Wells, and as I'm flipping through it, I'm like, is that Al Snow in a movie? And Al Snow was in like one of the movies, and I was like, I wonder if he had a head with him. All right, so this is the Desert Steel Brigade. It's okay. I like that he's giving uniform colors for some. I don't need that. Again, I'm an adult playing with toys and doing shots. But again, if you want an army of all the same figures, again, with that said, here I am saying, hey, you know what? Give us the Crimson figures, Crimson Viper, Crimson Bat, because it's all uniformed. It is kind of quirky. There is there's no doubt about it. So here's the desert, the Desert Steel Brigade. Now I know I've talked about this. I hate the fact that GI Joe has caused the steel core. Honestly, this figure, from what I've seen from the digital render, this figure looks better than the steel core that GI Joe is giving, that the Hasbro is giving. I actually think this figure looks better. The steel core, which is a Steel Brigade, I mean, that looks like the early O-ring figures. But so yeah, Cobra says, I'm just kidding. I don't have Hey for Vala, even though they came out with a Slaughter V2 before I got my version 1 delivered. Well, you probably order from BBTS then. Not really their fault. I mean, so I really like the Desert Steel Brigade, and yes, I like the Cobra Viper repaints, except for the Python Patrol. Yeah, but the Python Patrol is one that actually was one. But I think the Crimson one looks absolutely awesome. But I'm kind of over all the Steel Brigades. but I think they look really good. I mean, there is no doubt. And I don't blame him for doing the same thing that, Hasbro is doing, what the GI Joe brand is doing. The bats, the bats and the vipers. But hopefully they fix the viper. But I got this crimson or this Arctic bat here, and I got things to say about that. So here we have the Crimson Shadow. Now this, I don't understand. Some people said that, I thought that was a Snake Eyes ripoff. I don't know how you don't look at that and not see a robot. Or an android, or whatever they want to call it. Now this is clearly, let's be honest. Do I need to say what this is a copy of? And I'm fine with it. I think it looks badass. You know what, DJ Fevish, you're on. It looks a lot like Ultron, but this is clearly like a bat, and we're gonna get 100 different colors. And if I like it, which is really cool, then I have an armored unit for my Serpentor team, which I really, really like. It has these different shields, and these blasts here are supposed to be defending it. So again, this is, this is clearly a bat. I mean, you need your battle android trooper. You got to call it something different. I don't have a problem with it. It looks cool. I can't wait to see how it comes off looking in person. What is it? No punks. It's a cyclone. Do your homework, buddy. Okay. So, see, everyone is. People say it looks like the Dark Trooper, but again, you almost have to. You can see almost every single figure where it comes from, where it is influenced or inspired by GI Joe. There's just no way around it. I know the Valiverse shows will never say it, and they'll argue it till they die. It's like trying to convince someone that Donald Trump wasn't a good person. I'm not getting into politics. He just wasn't a good person. Isn't. But again, like, this is clearly inspired by the bat. He needs to have his own android. So, but it looks cool. So we gotta get to the Vanguard. Now, Shark Eyes, I didn't realize that it was him that had said it. And I'm going to have to tell you this because now that I know, you have to know this too. Is he said it looks like an armored PT Cruiser. And now you cannot unsee that it looks like a PT Cruiser. But it does look pretty cool. He kind of insinuated that he's probably going to go with this color. Not a big fan of the color. It just doesn't look right. First, it is, sure, it is closer to like the Vamp Mark II, but again, that is just like a desert gray type, or desert green, whatever it is. You can't keep, you can't always be like Armored 50. Oh my God. Armored 50's ice cream truck. So it's an A-Team car is what you're saying. somewhere along the line, the A-Team had done it. Logan says, I think it looks like a Toyota FJ Cruiser. I can see that. The PT Bruiser. But yeah, and so again, if you want to go back to originality, he had to kind of go with someone else, and that's fine. I just, again, what bothers me the most is when people constantly say how original it is. When it's, there's so much that he just copies off, and that's fine. That's how things get done. Again, Thanos is Darkseid. We know it. Now it holds 10 people. 2 in the front, 2 in the back, 1 up top, 1 in the rear I can't believe I said that. And then you can hold two on the sides here. So it does have a peg system. God damn it. So you can hold the guys on the side, which is really cool. All right. Yeah, it's based off real armored cars, so I think it's. No, I agree. I agree. And he said he had worked again, but the whole originality thing that I will again mention is that he said he worked on a vehicle forever, and then he saw this, in a TV show, and was like, "Oh, I need to do that," and got with his body. So again, yeah. I'm drinking funny things now. Oh, Chaz. The inside jokes that Chaz and I could have on a stream would be just awful for all of you. All 63 of you. Also, 63 of you, please, hey, hit that like button if you haven't yet. Push this out. Let's get up to 70 again. We had 70 some last week. Where the hell are you? I know more than 63 people have scrolled through. So anyway, this is a pretty nice looking truck. I'm not going to lie, okay? It doesn't do anything for me. But it has a really good price. We're going to get the price in a minute. Good night.
Good night, love you.
Love you. I'll see you in the morning. Knock on Andrew's door. Make sure he's wrapping it up. So it does have rubber wheels. It's going to have a working winch. Doors come off. Has cup holders. I do like the little details of having the shovel here. So it's interesting. It's also going to have different armories. So here you can kind of see one. It does come with this machine gun, and it has blast effects. Let's see if I get a better shot. And you can see the winch on the other one. So there's the winch right there. So this here, he's already talked about. He's going to have mod kits, and this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Was where this is how you're able to keep down the cost. That's how you're able to keep down the cost to what other people are charging, including something like HasLab, where you're going to get all this stuff with a HasLab. With this, you don't have to buy all that. But if you want all the stuff that would have come with the HasLab, you're going to, you're going to get it. So it comes with 2 gas cans. Comes with the muzzle flash for the machine gun. Also a machine gun in the back. It will come with a driver. He pretty much said it's probably just going to be a generic figure. So just like the base figure with one gun. So it is going to be priced between $175 and $190. My guess would probably be closer to $190. Chaz says here. It looks pretty cool. $190 okay. We got 4 figures with the his plus electronics. And that's what people try and say. Hey, you know what? You didn't need the electronics. You could brought stuff down. We didn't need all the figures. Again. But the HasLab is supposed to be like a one-off thing. But again, with the HasLab, you would get all that stuff. So you are looking at a lot of, different options that you're not going to get with this. But you can buy add-on options. And that's what I thought he was going to do all along. Give you a base price so you can say, hey, you know what? This is the base price. You can get a 6-inch vehicle. But, hey, you want to add on to it? You want missiles on it? Awesome. You can do this. You can get that. And he's pretty much already said he's going to have a whole bunch. What kind of suspension? That I don't know. It does have rubber tires, and obviously you can see the wheels do turn. So I don't think it's a bad price at all. But again, I have to see it when it comes out. Now, it sounds like he's going to hold a year pre-order is what he said. But he is tooling it. So, of course, what he said is if I sell 2, then I lose my ass on it. He knows he's not going to, or else he wouldn't tool it. The guy is not a dumb man when it comes to business. He really isn't. So this isn't being done, but I'm willing to bet will probably have the Dragonfly probably around the same time this thing comes out. And my guess is we will have a Vamp by then also. But again, for under $200, and it does come with a gun, blast effects, and a figure. So, I mean, you're going to have a bunch of stuff. It's not like you're just going to get just... this is going to be the new cards. So this, in my opinion, Series 4 will come in blister cards. So, in my opinion, this kind of goes to the... this is where he's going to be able to cut his costs. And I'm fine with that. Because do we all need boxes? No, we don't. Maybe that's the reason why, Moto Origins are able to keep the price down. Because they just have blister cards. So he's going to go to blister cards. You're still going to get everything, he said, that you got before. I think the green looks really, really nice. But he's lowering prices. And this is huge. Now, don't get me wrong. I do understand the reason why he's lowering the prices. Twofold. First off, he just wants to shove it up people's asses. We know that. He does like patting himself on the back. We all do, okay? We all like patting ourselves on the back. He really does. I think he has to have someone to pop his shoulder back into place. But anyway, he has been making the same product over and over and over and over. He just repaints it. New face sculpts. Boom. Now, that's perfectly fine. I'm all for it. But again, almost 3 years of repaints. I'm over it. But he is coming out and he's lowering the prices. So your weapons pack and your gear packs are going to go from $13 down to $12. That is a nice, that is a nice give back to all the people that are supporting him. And there are a lot of people supporting him. Your basic figures are going to go for it's supposed to be $21. So $22 to $20. Again, a very nice gesture, no matter what reasons he's doing it for. If he's trying to shove it up Hasbro's ass, or if he's really trying to give back to the people. Either way, he is giving back to the people that are supporting him. Now, this is not for the next wave. This will be for the following wave. So, $20 for these figures. It gives me more of a reason. It gives me more of an incentive to maybe pick up a couple of these if I'm looking for troopers. But honestly, I have so many damn GI Joe figures. I don't even need troopers or background characters too much anymore. Mainline characters going from $32 to $30. And I think this is absolutely huge. The $32 right off the bat when he did it, people thought it was really expensive. But then we've clearly watched the price of figures creep up. And even though he already has the molds for all of these figures, so the tooling's already done. He just has to do new paints and then obviously tool new heads. But his tooling is the same. More so than I would say Hasbro. More so than, Origins, who constantly have different types of vests. And different, maybe not Origins, because Origins has a lot of the same things that they do repaints. But the fact is, he's dropping the prices to $30. Because $32, and again, once you actually got some of these figures, $32 was not a bad price. $32 seems expensive when you're getting into toys and you saw Classified were $20, and those were characters and names that you knew. So when you see 32 and the figures you don't know, but once you start getting these figures in hand, you're like, you know what? These are good figures. They're worth the $32. Now to drop it down to $30. And they're looking and say, well, $2, that's nice. Not really that big of a deal. But if you buy 10 figures, you just saved yourself a bunch of money. So it is awesome. Johnny Reno says, when you have a 300% markup from the get-go, you can drop the price. I really doubt he had that much. Again, small company, starting off, he priced high. He talks about why he priced high. Some things I believe that he says, sometimes I don't. That I kind of believe because he was really he was really he really knows the industry. There's no doubt about it. And so he kind of knew what he was doing. He knew where the prices were going. But the fact that while everyone else is going up and he's lowering the prices, you have to. Yeah, Payne. Yeah, Payne. I know that math. Okay, I got it. All right. Yeah, I got it. All right. But it adds up. It's the point. Considering I don't see Hasbro lowering their prices. You know, we were just happy that Classified came out and gave us what their set prices are. So Logan says, I believe he said he's dropping prices because his volume is high enough now that it puts him in a new manufacturing bracket. Yeah, he talked about that. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I know you're busting me, Payne. I know. No, he did talk about it, and I do believe that to a point. But I also think he just wants to shove it up Hasbro's ass. You know, I mean, seriously, like the guy is a petty guy. I mean, I'm not breaking any. I'm not saying anything we all don't know. All right. But again, he is still giving back, and again, other companies are not lowering their prices. Super 7 went up to $20, 18 to 20 for those shitty reaction figures, right? So, you know, again, now explain to me how Super 7, who has to be a bigger company than Valiverse is, they've been around longer, they have all kinds of lines, all kinds of properties, except they want to be in, you know, the most expensive place, you know, to run a business. You know, in the U.S., well, they're raising their prices, and he's coming out and he's dropping prices on bigger figures. So he has to be applauded. You know, again, I'm very objective with things that I say, but again, he's doing things, you know, that are benefiting the collector. I mean, he had his dream job at Hasbro, then they fired him. I'd be better too. They didn't fire him. He was laid off. There's a huge difference. There was a round of layoffs, and he was laid off. They didn't fire him because they didn't like him. He was laid off. I understand why he's bitter, all right? But Viper Scout, here's the other thing. He's won. That's what drives people nuts. It's like he's won, you know? You've won. Like, you have a successful business. You have people that will, if you came out and you put a figure out and he had camouflage dildos all over him, the Valiverse shows would buy it, and then they buy the gear pack that comes with like dildos and butt plugs and everything like that to go with it, and they go, "This is awesome! Look how many I bought." Yeah, I went there, guys. I totally went there. And he knows that. And that's fine. If you have the money and you want to spend the money to buy 10 desert troopers when you have 10, you know, you have 10 Arctic troopers and then you're going to have 10 of these. I don't care. Like, it's your damn money. I don't know what you know. But I say the same thing about people buy all the Vipers and the bats and stuff. I don't know where you put all the stuff. I don't have a huge house. But hey, you know what? It's cool. I mean, do what you want. Yeah, so anyway. I think it's on a delay because I'm also getting. I feel like this thing is just coming through. So Wade here says, yeah, that's why I fucks with you, punk. Objectivity. Listen, I try to be an objective. Listen, I do have my personal feelings on certain things, but again, yeah, I went there. Listen, sometimes sometimes I just, sometimes I start running off, and yeah, this is what happens. But again, you sit here for it's been just over 2.5 hours. I guess still got 60 people watching. That there's probably some people that have never seen me that just went, "What the hell just happened?" Try not to do that too. Shark guys right now. Bobby jotting down dildo troopers with butt plugs. The kids are gonna love it. Listen, if one comes out, you know it's gonna be. I'd be happy. Chips, dips, change whips, not taking candle wax on the nipples, but you know. Oh my god. I really didn't plan on going down that road. Also, listen, I do want to mention something. All right, so is that enough about everything Valiverse showed? I think it was a very impressive showing. Showing the Vanguard, I thought that thing was going to be $200, and then you'd have all the accessory packs. And we don't know how much the accessory packs are going to cost. I'm still saying they're going to cost anywhere from $75 to $100. Who knows? But I think it's a really good price. Lowering the prices is wonderful. Again, a lot of the figures are just repaints. The bodies are repaint new head. Again, I've grown bored of the figures, but I don't want everything to be completely uniformed. So I do want to say this. Okay, so going back to the podcast that Emily and Lenny were on. I know a lot of you won't watch it, so Adventures in Collecting, right? I want to give them full credit for it because it was really good. So they talked about why the missiles are called chips and salsa, and he said like they want to name it, so they basically told you guys, hey, name them, and he came back with a bunch of names. One was chips and salsa. And he said they picked it pretty much because Wild Bill is like a southerner and it's like chips and salsa. But the one that they said that another one they got thrown in there, and Lenny said he really liked it, and I was like, oh my god, I wish, was Hall & Oates. I thought that would have been awesome. My mom loved Hall & Oates, so it has a soft spot for me. Also, I love Hall. I like Hall & Oates anyway. But my mom likes Hall & Oates. So I have a little soft spot for it, but I'm like, damn, I wish they were called Hall & Oates. Maybe they give us stickers to say Hall & Oates. That would have been awesome. That would have been, you just came from downstairs. And I know there's one kid downstairs. Go. No, you're not bothering me right now. I mean, you are bothering me, but... Hey, listen. If you don't like it, don't pack it. How about that? You're still the moderator, though. So. Oh yeah, Simon and Garfunkel would have been awesome. It would have been awful. I agree with that. That would have been awful. I don't mind chips and salsa. I think it's pretty cool. Listen, it's something different. I mean, I get salt and pepper. People want it. I understand. Now I want to call it Hall & Oates. If they did Sonny and Cher, yeah, they would have had to put a tree accessory in, so when it hits the tree, okay, yeah, I went there. Yeah, they couldn't get someone to 3D print a tree for Sonny. Yeah, those were the only two. Those were the only two names that they gave. For the Hall & Oates and chips and salsa. So I don't mind chips and salsa. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, it's just something different. And again, we've watched enough military, Abbott and Costello. Why do I think we're going to go down a road of duels? Do you guys got any more? Man, you guys are hilarious right now. So I got like 20 more minutes to go, right? You guys want 3 hours is what I gave you, huh? That's what she said. Yeah, Yeah, it's a really good listen, and I don't believe I believe it's just a pure podcast. Yeah, they could do Lenny if they did Lenny and Squiggy. You already have people call them Lenny and Squiggy, but Lenny could not do Lenny there. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, Arm and Hammer. See, I think Laverne and Shirley would be better than Lenny and Squiggy. Yeah, I like the Laverne and Shirley. Yeah, now they said that they said they couldn't do or they didn't even want to go down Hall and Oates because of rights. Can you imagine Batman and Robin? Yeah, so Mork and Mindy. They said that they couldn't find a small enough noose. Yeah, I went there. Actually, it would be belt. It actually be belt. God. You know, listen, you guys. It's been a long day. Tomorrow's gonna be long too. I'm trying to get out so I can get out to my toy store so I can pick up the new steel clan for gargoyles. I'm really hoping to get there. Yeah, I went there. Listen, so there's only 6 of you watching, right? So we used to play fantasy football, and I believe the year that I won, my fantasy football team name was if you're sensitive to this stuff, I understand. Yeah, my fantasy football team's name was Robin Williams Belt. It won, so I mean I won. It probably wasn't even the most offensive team name in the league that year. Ooh, I like Crockett and Tubbs. You know what? I like Crockett and Tubbs. That would be pretty good. And if you name it Crockett and Tubbs, the Tubbs one would be really good for beating women. Ted says, I just finished packing 12 of those steel clans. They look amazing. Said I didn't get in on that line. Man, they are big. I gotta start rearranging things. But yeah, Sanford and Son, you know, like that. Sanford and Son would be great if you had like garbage all over one of them. I don't know who Casey and JoJo is. Sorry, Johnny. I don't know who Casey and JoJo is. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Allison said, "What was that?" That was dark, and now he's gonna end it, leaving us hanging. Yeah. Like, listen. It's some hip hop band. Well, that's why I don't know it. Again, a punk with toys, not just a punk with toys, an actual punk rocker with toys. Yeah, Bert and Ernie. I think Action said Bert and Ernie. You know, those ones again, like all that type of stuff. As cool as I think it would be, just logistical nightmare if they decided to sue. And I never liked Ren and Stimpy. Sid and Nancy, huh? Woo! Yeah, a lot I could say about that one. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Again, that's something someone needs to come up with sticker packs that you can, that they just sell sticker packs, and you can buy it for your. No, Cobra Commander. It's Chili Willy. It's not Chili and Willy. His name is Chili Willy. I like Tom and Jerry though. Tom and Jerry. Of course, Tom would never hit anything. He'd be like a stormtrooper. Chip and Dale, that's not bad. I mean, they're pretty close with Disney as it is, so. Oh, man. You guys are hilarious. I gotta say, you know what? I was like, I have enough to talk about. Then I get on here, and you guys seriously make you make this so much fun. Like honestly, I was so hesitant last year to start doing this. Do I really want to do this? Do I have enough people that enjoy my content? And I think I was actually just looking at it, and I did the first. I did a live stream before I did the actual giveaway. I think it went like an hour and a half, and then I watched it just slowly get bigger and bigger. It was kind of, I knew I had something. I knew I had something special. You guys have honestly. The amount of people that I've watched, and that's the whole reason why I started this Thursday, the Thursday show. So you guys can meet the other people that I've got to know in the community, in my community. And I don't only say my community, and I can't say the punk community because that's something completely different. But you guys have truly made this so much fun to just sit here, talk toys. There's always seems to be enough. And then you just want to listen to me, ramble on about a bunch of BS and so it gets to be a lot of fun. The new Sergeant Slaughter. What is the new Sergeant Slaughter? Are you talking about the female wrestler? I think I saw that come across. If that's what you're talking about. So say hi to Chad. Articulated Chad. I don't care that his name says it's Chad. He is Articulated Chad. All right. But yeah, you guys, you can't do Riggs and Murd talk because there's other movies I've never seen before. I know them, but I've never seen these movies. So before people get mad at me, yes, I have never seen those movies either. Yeah. So as I was saying, like I said, you guys have really, I enjoy it. I love seeing the community grow. We hit almost 70 people I was watching. I'm always watching to see where we are in the viewership. I want the channel to grow. You guys are fans of the channel. I don't want to say you guys are fans of me because that's just wrong. Though I do think I gotta get with Matthew. We gotta figure out why he and I cannot control and show some of these chats that get thrown into either hidden or shown. Like we can't moderate it properly. Oh man. Let's see. Chad says that lady is not what I'm talking about. No, a 6-inch figure. No, I did not see a new Sergeant Slaughter. Please tell me that it is with what's his face? The Iron Sheik when he turned his back on Hulk Hogan and the USA. That's the only Sarge I want. That is the Sarge that I made. Well, I'd rather you drive and be safe. I'd rather you drive and be safe. Ted says, I'm a fan. I'm admiring my Lawrence poster on the wall right now. You know what? I should get that up on the merch store. Just a big picture of me Me holding a skateboard because it just hurts to ride on one nowadays, but I still do it every now and then. Every Wednesday, actually. It's one of the reasons I didn't even do a show on Wednesday. That and because every now and then a Toy Kind of Mood does a Wednesday show. Sometimes it's at 9, sometimes it's at 10, sometimes it's on a Thursday. It's hard to tell, right, Tony? Where are you at? So yeah, I don't know. I did not see a Sergeant Slaughter. Did he sign it? Again, I'm interested. I'm interested to see what it is that you're talking about, even though it's Sarge, who seems like a really good guy, but he still turned his back on Hulk Hogan and the USA. And I watched Hulk Hogan beat him up. So let's see here. Chad, how is your drive home anyway? I saw that it's like 21 hours, and I'm going to be driving straight down from Michigan to Orlando in about a month and a half, and definitely going to take some stops to take some power naps on the way there. I don't think I'm going to sleep. I don't think we're going to stay in a hotel at all. I think we're just going to kind of sleep in the car for a good hour or so, and then just get right back on the road. Yeah. Anyway. So you guys got anything else? Anything else you want to talk about? Should we end this a little early? I guess I got to wake up early, get my kid to school for his finals. Yes, listen, so I know that he just passed away. I'm not big on Twitter. I do have Twitter. I tweet out the reviews that I do and stuff. Do you remember when Twitter first started getting big? If you go read some of those early Iron Sheik tweets, oh my God, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Action Fake says, Chad is doing it solo. Why don't you doing it with two teenagers with you? Good luck. Okay. All right. I was about to say, you're trying to say it's better. I thought you were going to say that it's easier or harder for him. They ignore me anyway. Other than my daughter who comes in here with her face painted up. I honestly, I wish you guys could have seen the way she peeked in. It was so funny because she's she opens the door and peeks her face in, and I just see. I mean, you guys saw the face paint. I wish she would have held her, come here and shown you guys a little bit better. But that is what I get. I bet if I go on my Snapchat, she probably already has pictures of on Snapchat. Yes, so Matthew Matson says it right here. The glorious Iron Sheik, they were hilarious. I mean, they were vile too. Yeah. Personally, I think it's BS. I don't know. I don't know for a fact. I don't know anything. No insider. I think it's BS. It's too coincidental. My opinion. I think that was all BS. I think it was this dragon thing, to be honest. So I think it's BS. So no, I never watched Stern. I mean, I have heard Stern before you guys jumped down my throat. I have heard Stern before. I just never really listened to Stern that much. He has some pretty good stuff, but eventually things are just kind of cringe with him. And a lot of those guys are the same way. Viper Scout says, "Did Chicago to Orlando in 12 hours? Speedy may have been involved." I drove the past 2 times we went to Florida and drove back. I drove straight through both times. I will definitely be stopping to get some power naps in because I won't be doing that again. Yeah, it's a rough drive, man. It is. I mean, it can be a rough drive, but you just want to get. And I think going from Chicago, I think you're technically you're closer than where I'm coming from, even though you're shifted over. But I just jump on 75. The one thing I do want to find out is, I think it's Second Chance Toys. Is that what it is in Atlanta? That looked like it's pretty much right off the freeway. So I think I'm going to try and hit there, Georgia, on the way down, depending on when I'm going through Georgia. But I was really hoping, I'm going to see if there's a way to check out, not Jay, John from Geek Dead Life. Check out his, his toy store. But it looks like that's like 4 hours away from where when you're shooting down 75. So I'm definitely not going to be detouring for an 8-hour journey to hit a toy store. But I think Second Chance Toys is it in Atlanta. I believe that's like right on the way. So I think I'm going to swing by there once I map everything out. Because hey, you know what? Who doesn't stop at toy stores on the way to Orlando to spend way too much money at Disney and probably Universal and at the beach and all that other good stuff. And also, if you guys know any good toy stores in the Orlando area, hit me up and let me know, because like I said, if I'm going to be there, I might as well swing by a few places. Oh man, to take a piss with old man small bladder. I just won't drink that much. Listen, I went over 6 months without ever stopping to go to the restroom. I just did it twice in a row. Yeah, well, okay, so yeah. I will not be doing that with my kids in the car, Viper Scout. I mean, I just get depends that I was going to do something like that. Seems like it'd be a lot easier. Oh my God, you guys are killing me, man. Let's see. Handsome Head Injuries drops in and says, I used to like stopping by random KB Toys in faraway places. They would always have some wild stuff. Yeah, it sucks that there's not like, as expensive as KB was, as soon as you found their clearances, oh my God, like you were just sailing. Like you're picking up stuff that you're like, all right, you know what? This was overpriced by like $4 or $5, but now it's underpriced by like $7. Oh man. Oh, so yeah, a catheter and a pee bag. Yeah, it's okay. I'll just stop. I'm okay with stopping. All right. Yeah, it can be a great deal but you just didn't want to buy anything that was like brand new there. All right. It was like you found the toy you wanted at KB, and your mom and dad were like, "Well, you can get that, but you're not going to get an allowance for the next 4 weeks." All right, guys, it's 3 hours. I do have to wake up early. I'm usually so wound up, but I'm actually ready to crash. So thank you, guys. It's still 45 of you. Hit that like button. I think we got up to around 65, 66. Like I said, I'm always watching this. Thank you. We didn't even have any GI Joe to talk about. And I know I'm not a GI Joe channel, but most of you tend to think that I am basically a GI Joe channel. So I am not. That's why I talk about other things, obviously. But hey, you know what? I also know what you guys like to do. So anyway, hit the like button on the way out. Again, if you're inclined, you want to pick up some merchandise, it's greatly appreciated. I'm hoping to get some more stuff up there. I will try not to steal other people's merchandise like Viper Island does. So anyway, let's get out of here. We will see you all Thursday night. Punk with Toys. Oh, I'm sorry. Punks on Film. Let me explain something really quick. Matthew and I talked about it. We're going to stream it live on this channel and over on Punks on Film, but then it's going to be private. So if you want to watch it on the replay, you got to watch it over there. All those streams that we did are now set to private. You can only see them over on Punks on Film. So go over there, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and get ready because this Thursday is going to be a shit show. I haven't done nothing. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night. Again, thank you, every single one of you. And thank you to PNC for becoming a channel member. Greatly appreciated. I'm going to eventually get out of here. I promise you. Have a good night, guys.